uh, on the ground, one has to put up with what's there. And what Secretary Pompeo said in terms of also putting allies on notice, it seems to me that things might get tougher for Iran, at least in the near future.
Yes, I do see that transpiring in the coming months and years, particularly if if we see a scenario where Trump does get reelected, and then I believe 5 or 6 months later, you have the Iranian elections for their next president, which, from what I've been gathering inside Iran, is that because right now Iran's population is primarily citizens under the age of 35, which I think account for roughly around 70%, and the vast majority of them have been discussing boycotting, that election, which then would point to a type of president who is more of a hardliner, more of a far right, if you will, and that will complicate matters even worse when it comes to the relations between Iran and the U.S. But then on the other scenario, if Biden gets reelected, I still am somewhat skeptical, somewhat, cautious about, his presidency, his White House being able to re-enter the JCPOA. I don't see it being that easy for them. They would have to perhaps give in some concessions. But that type of isolation for Iran, in the eyes of America, is paramount. I think whether it's Trump or Biden, because they would still see that as kind of forcing them or forcing their hand to come to the table. But that, I think, is more of a waiting game, because we have to see who the next president